That's Binge. Okay, bye. I use Kermit as a model for the priesthood for several reasons. He wears a collar, visible. He's very reflective, prayerful. He gives good advice, verbal. He leads by example, does the right thing. And he's an overall great guy. So I was trying to find out if Kermit was eligible to be a pope, and I found a blog that says he's the perfect example of a Catholic priest. Well, what do you expect? He's a man of the cloth. Wait, why were you trying to find out if Kermit was eligible to be a Catholic priest? Usual reasons. I love handling meat because the texture feels good and it's really squishy. I just don't like the sticky hands or the smell. Nobody say a goddamn thing. I would love to handle some meat sometime. See, this is what happens when we don't have kink at Pride. What are you talking about? This is clearly humiliation kink. Perceive with your eyeballs. Kim Possible without her iconic mustache. I hate it. I hate it. Found footage horror movie, but instead of the monster attacking the crew, it just steals the camera and the rest of the film is the crew chasing the monster to get it back. OP, your mind. Me not understanding a movie. Wow. The cinematography. I forgot how fucking weird November is. There's no afternoon. It's just night after 2 p.m. When it rains, you simply just do not get a day. Northern Hemisphere people, are you okay? Northern Hemisphere person here? No. My sort of chibended off. Sent my teacher the draft. Sent the link and realized the doc is still titled Gerber. Should probably fix that. This is like ripping the band-aid off and finding out you somehow forgot to clean your wound thoroughly from when you scraped it by landing in a pile of puzzle pieces. And so now a puzzle piece is stuck to your cut and you just have to rip that off too. According to a recent survey, replacing words with the names of musical instruments in a sentence often goes undetected. I'm so fucking angry. This is what I eat instead of candy bars. Block Pope. Netherite brick. Minecraft-ass blunt beef ingot. Infinite Popak. They ate that shit on Snowpiercer. Eat fucking brick, babe. Nah, man, that's Pete. Cement, that's concrete, baby. You know, Cain killed Abel with that. When my family went to Disney World, we went on the Haunted Mansion ride, and this actor, dressed as a skeleton, came up to our cart and got right in my 3-year-old brother's face and whispered, "Are you scared?" And my brother kissed him on the nose, and the guy laughed so hard he had to leave. Okay, the world is ending! No, man. It's just Monday. Hi, really sorry to bother you, but I just wanted to let you know that you reblogged a post from another Tumblr user. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Exclusive stream. We are application. We just post over file.
I don't even fucking know how to do this one, Max.
Every tight-knit friend group got the always at 1 HP, never has inventory space, refuses to wear armor. Oh, don't worry, I would never fire beams.
I would. Beam attack.
Probably a bad RPG idea. A bard masquerading as a skilled archer and his friend. A rogue who sneaks around stabbing people with arrows. Everyone just thinks he never misses. Not gonna lie, kinda wanna see that in action. The black-nosed shark is not known to pose a danger to humans. Yeah, man, we can tell. He looks like he's on the verge of sobbing. You know, making times for friends would be so much easier if I were the legendary Pokemon Dialga. You know, sometimes a theme occurs in your work without your permission. And sometimes it reaches a threshold where you're like, well, now I think this is saying something about me against my will. Don't know what though. There's no way to fix a cigarette that broke in half. Here are some things you can do instead of smoking. Call a friend or family member. Write a letter to your future self or journal. Clean your car. Do a crossword puzzle. Yeah, hey Mom, I know it's been a while since I called. I got bad news. My cigarette broke in half. Yeah, Google said no way to fix it either. I would never start gaming past 10 p.m., but I will often keep gaming past 10 p.m. Do you understand? If I've been gaming for a while and I see it's 10 p.m., it's like, oh yes, still time for a few quests. But if I haven't started gaming yet, I'm like, well, perhaps it's time for my nightly respite. Holy fuck, it's finally in words. When you have CEOs, directors, managers, and those who make way more than you, as the lowly IT guy wondering how they get any work done when they suddenly panic that their webcam isn't working, they were defeated by a slidey bit of plastic. Oh my god. This explains so much, doesn't it? You're a big fan of stiletto snakes for looking like someone's drawing of a snake. Not gonna lie. He looks pretty cool. Fun thing about picking up a cat from the street is that they know a negative amount of rules and will commit entirely new crimes. Like, ma'am, what are you doing in there? You're not a food. I love fighting game rosters because it's like, here's the most attractive woman you've ever seen. Here's an absolute freak of nature. Here's a beautiful trans woman. Here's a very gay young man. Here's the coolest guy you've ever seen and he's wielding a big sword. Here's a gorgeous non-binary person. Here's just a creature. Here's a man who probably doesn't know what fractions are. Here's a guy where if he touches you, you die instantly. And here's a lesbian that likes to kick you. Man, Guilty Gear's cast is great. Middle-aged lady on my bus just called someone's partner your whimsical idiot boyfriend over the phone. With sincere frustration, might I add. I strive to be her. I love when fiction makes the audience feel guilty about their role as the audience. When something fucked up is treated as a joke, but later it's recognized how fucked up it was, and the audience feels guilty for finding it funny. When a character breaks the fourth wall to plead for help and you can't do anything, so you just watch, and you know that the character's pain isn't real, but they're begging for help and you're not helping because their suffering is entertainment for you. Blues Clues? How do I get inside your head? We need 15 to 20 episode seasons again. These limited series have the worst pacing in the world and none of the character decisions hold any weight. We are slowly killing the difference between television and movies. TV seasons have 6 to 8 hour long episodes. Movies are part 1 and part 2, and both halves are nearly 3 hours long. Both of them have too much time and not enough time for the characters to struggle and grow and change. What makes a story better suited for television or film is becoming irrelevant because we are erasing the distinctions, and that's bad for both of them. Do you ever wonder if your choice of Blorbo is random baby chicken printing, or in fact a deep psychological profile that reveals all the things you need therapy for? Now, we don't have time to unpack all of that. Astonishing how good it can feel to get some chores done sometimes. You'll be sitting there like, damn, I am some type of horror little Schmeagle-like creature who should be crushed to death. But then you do some laundry and you're like, wow, I'm actually God's most fuckable soldier. Wizards are all high and mighty, casting fireball until the Blade Singer shows up and casts Flaming Sword Rain. Blade Singer be like, the future is now, old man. I just saw someone use the word fapping, and it gave me whatever the negative version of nostalgia is. See, nostalgia is a neutral term that can display both positive and negative emotion. You've just experienced some bad nostalgia. Nostalgia with the emphasis on the no. I love it when dogs try to help, but the task at hand requires 0 dogs, so they're kind of just stand in front of you and look serious. Yeah, middle-aged men do this too. Writing prompt. So what's your power? Said the all-seeing, superpowered individual. Telekinesis, you said. So it's not the ability to order around the invisible monster that follows you around? The fucking what? Sir? Ma'am? This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is Jotaro Kujo. And that monster's name is Star fucking Platinum, and you will treat him with respect. Oh, happy thanks and misgiving, everybody. If you're watching this on Thanksgiving, I'm sorry. I had a dream that, like how people can link their Spotify to their Discord account, you could also link your smoke detector to your Discord, and it notified your friends when it went off. This could have saved Randy. We, as a fandom, need to take a breath and come together and realize that Orange Scrivello bind autistic is top tier. Excuse me, being autistic. Sure, we have a plant boy and all, but that evil dentist is 100 times better. Autism be damned, my boy can... What is my boy doing? Stop that boy! Reading sports headlines while pretending sports doesn't exist suggests a fascinating world of magic and whimsy. Darius Slay says he was this close to becoming a raven. David Montgomery was pursued by Vikings, bears. Transfer portal created in good faith, but is out of control. Wolf enters transfer portal. Wizard and Raptors injury reports. Man, this is way better than the sports ball. Fank thinks puppy eyes will reduce his sentence. Sorry, buddy, illegal trade blockades are a big deal. In Waterfall. You let that fucking Eevee out of that cage right now. Oh, maybe the horrors would be less daunting if we were holding hands. With each other or with the horrors? I've got 2 hands. They should make an actual banned bookstore that only sells classified government documents. It's called War Thunder Forms. The all-seeing eye has seen enough. The ceaseless watcher needs to rest its eyes just for a minute. Just for a little bit, please. Look at him. Louisiana police officer crashes after owl flies into patrol car and starts pecking at him. A hero. Cassie's still fighting that good fight. Hey, she killed a cop in the very first book, and she can do it again. ACAB, more like ACAOH. Got him. Watching a whale documentary where a whale eats a stingray. Hell yeah, lunchtime. Watching a stingray documentary where a whale eats a stingray. You fucking son of a bitch. 24 tricks to sting worm. Just cast a fire spell. Dipshit. There's something so wrong about making Homestar saying shit. Why? People show their true colors in life-threatening situations. No. They show you what they act like when they're mortally terrified. An emotion notorious for literally turning your entire brain off to the point where people who go into those situations as a profession need to be literally trained on how to not have that happen. It's too late, Captain. She's already asleep. This is a Category 5 cozy in bed event. There's nothing we can do. Baldur's Gate 3 has been played for so long on Steam Deck that if you jump back the same amount in time, Jesus will still be alive. This is one of the funniest news titles I have read in a long time. Chat, who do you think Jesus would put in his team? Like, do you think he put the obvious cleric on his team? Or does he got that freak in him and he puts Asterion and Karlach on his team? Can we kill you? Metaphorically, yeah, you're allowed to kill me, the author. Can we unkill you? I would love that. I love living a metaphorical half-life, always thinking about what I once was. I would prefer not getting metaphorically killed in the first place, though. Happy 19th birthday to the Nintendo DS!
Huh? No, retro consoles are like the NES and SNES, right? The PlayStation 2 and DS are still pretty new, right?
20 years. I'm younger than the DS. I already got whiplash being a few months older than the Xbox 360. I can't handle this! Piece of media explicitly against hate. The most hateful person you have ever met. Big fan of said media. Fascinated by this phenomenon. Christianity. Oh my god, you're right. We'll have fun with that at the Thanksgiving table. I'm sure Uncle Bobby isn't throwing a fucking fit right now. Probably bad RPG ideas. Hey, hold this for a minute. Bestows upon you power as akin to that of a god. Thanks. Hey. You know what was pretty close to that? Hollowed Bonds. You could check that out on Andy's channel right now, link in description. Hey, guess who found out the difference between wax paper and parchment paper the hard way? Wait, what's the difference? Well, one you can use in the oven safely, and the other you can also use in the oven if the thing you're trying to make happens to be fire. So my friend bought a scrying mirror, commonly used in the occult for predicting the future, and walked in to see his black cat standing on 2 legs and staring into it. Don't even worry about that. Well, why did he even buy a scrying mirror if he didn't expect his familiar to scry? People say I love you in a lot of different ways. Eat something. Buckle up. Get some sleep. Here are my fries. I'm gonna draw you something. You're a dork. Be safe. Hey, you can have the last slice. Did you get home okay?
Oh.
This makes my insides warm.
And my personal favorite, don't die. I fucking love this game, man. You ever listen to a song 47 times in a row and every time you're like, wow, what a good song. I'm gonna play it again. Alright, chat, full disclosure. I felt that way with Raichi's cover of Vampire. It's really good. Like, really, really good. I tell people I'm fine because what the fuck they gonna do if I'm not? This is too real. You know, there's drama in the vintage community about people buying rare and expensive pieces on eBay and Etsy, and then taking them to their local Goodwill and filming it so they can act like they found it in the wild for old people clout. They make YouTube videos like, rare $10,000 1920s flapper dress found at Salvation Army in perfect condition? And then somebody in the comments will be like, yeah, fine, there, I sold this to you last week on Etsy. You're a liar and a freak ass. Or however old people type. And everyone gets their ass until they delete their channel. Obsessed with it. Eat an entire can of sweet condensed milk. You deserve it. Okay. This is one of the most rewarding things about posting self-care tips on this site. Witnessing people's lives getting better in real time. This is why I post. My tattoo artist told me his teenage son came out to him as trans by giving him a bunch of blue cupcakes and a greeting card that said, "It's a boy!" That's cute, I said. It was not cute, he snapped. I thought he was pregnant. I can see the miscommunication there. Oh no. Okay, because I just saw a terrible take, I feel compelled to say that there is no thick market to oversaturate in fandom. Good gravy. I need everyone reading this post to remember that writing is not content, writing is art. You don't look at a painting of an ocean and say, yeah, it's overdone. You look at it and think it's beautiful. Because it is. And y'all better start treating writing the same fucking way before you lose your favorite authors for good. Art is not something to be capitalized on, and stop treating it like it is. Listen, if you want to understand how emanations work, it's like this. If you're an infinite thing like God and you want to become a finite thing like the world, how do you go from infinite to finite? Answer, emanation. You know when you're at a wedding and there's a big pyramid of wine glasses and they fill the wine glasses by pouring champagne into the top so it overflows and then fills all the glasses beneath it? Imagine the wine bottle is infinite. That's God. Each of the glasses is called a hypostasis. God can emanate through many hypostases to reach its final emanation. As for how many hypostases there are and how they're arranged, that's the tricky one. Every religion has a different answer, and it's never simple. Metal Gear bosses before they shoot at you from a helicopter. I get no respect on this damn website! Ocean announcement. There is a shark in the ocean. This isn't an issue. Keep going. Just stay in your lane and he'll stay in his. Man, I'm glad Gravity Falls is getting this resurgence. I still miss it. And loving the duality and responses between, yes, I'm now just joining this fandom, and wow, what a great show, and, but her aim's getting better! Do you condemn the Grinch's attack on Whoville? No, the mayor of Whoville was an asshole. So, bad news. We have to keep going tomorrow. Good news is that I'll keep going with you. Can I torture myself with the story of Undertale? BRB. Good lord. The canon isn't real. We can make our own rules to, I am begging you people to revisit the source material pipeline. You have to know the rules so you can break them with intention and precision. Otherwise, your work will never be truly transformative. Literally, the first step in jazz is to get the original piece down. That's the only way you can riff in a way it works.
They don't know there are 147 species of anchovy.
Why? Why are there 147 species of anchovy? I thought anchovy were a species. Are they like dog breeds? What? You should be at the club. I should be sleeping peacefully at Sunning Rocks. Most important thing about the eclipse. Whatever you do, don't listen to some stuck-up calico claiming he caused the sun to disappear. He'll dethrone your leader and become a dictator, by the way. Oh, I feel like this is a reference to something. Oh my god, my new shoes came. Ignore my ugly house arrest ankle bracelet. Mix butter and water together at the gym. Whoever you are, stop trying to communicate with me. You will not die at the hands of quicksand. Ask me how I know this. Please, how do you know this? Quicksand does not have any hands. Duh. Worst part about getting angry is how much it makes you want to be mean. Sorry, I said something dickish. A few mildly frustrating things happened to me in succession, and it turned me evil. Hello, I am Hosiest, and this is my song. I am already in church. This post implies the existence of Hosey, who is not at church and has no desire to go. The celebrity Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavors being some of the best ones is like the retail equivalent of having to go to a restaurant and order a rootin' tootin' yeehaw cowboy burger or something. The Tonight, though, is a downright hedonistic ice cream flavor concept, but in order to obtain it, you have to purchase a pint of ice cream with Jimmy Fallon's face on it and then see him in your freezer every day for a week. God, it's like the monkey's paw of ice cream. It's not fucking Tinnitus, idiot. That's my guardian angel speaking to me. What's Z saying? Right now, the internet is feeling depressed. Yeah, it's felt like that for a while. Annotated Spotify wrapped up Top 100 that tells you why the song in particular is there. Your number one song was Casual by Chappelle Roan. You listened to it 382 times because you are a miserable homosexual. She doesn't like you like that, bro. Santa is on strike due to global warming. All presents this year will be delivered by Sasha, the Christmas tiger. Milk and cookies may not be sufficient. Chain Chomp evolution is weird because they barely changed anything, but now they're much cuter and way less scary. Chain Chomps lost their vestigial forward-facing eyes after generations of forced domestication led them away from their predatory nature. It's actually, super uncool. It's wild that the Washington Redskins existed for so long. Imagine having a football team called the Connecticut Crackers and their logo is a caricature of a white dude. She always looks like she just got done with an hour-long crying session. I'll give that cat whatever it wants. Was told to straighten my posture and align my heels. I now stand corrected. Post that you absolutely must subject your followers to. The reviews are in. Stop using character AI to talk to us. Ask us questions and send us messages in our blogs like God intended. Never learn to program because you'll get hit with, I guess I'll do it myself disease, and you'll end up at 2 a.m. 20 nights in a row. Why the fuck is the UV map data offset by 0x10 for no fucking reason? That's an X, not a multiplication that shows hex data. Why is Tumblr turning that into a multiplication sign? And when I take 3 weeks to fix a single bug because I mixed a single line of code to shift the alignment. Because for some reason, this is the only thing that needs a byte alignment, despite literally everything else in the file not needing it. Why? A lot of your art improvement really is just bullshitting it hard enough until you streamline and add enough elegance to said bullshitting that it looks good. Also doing it 1 million times. Can't forget the 1 million times. Skyward Sword is so funny because Link is usually like this great swordsman, but motion controls, he's just flailing it around and hoping for the best. Me at Sam's Club trying to grab the last pack of apple fritters. I think they should invite the original creator of DashCon, who is now a raccoon biologist, to DashCon 2, which just so happens to be in Toronto, the raccoon diabetes capital of the world. I am dying to learn about the raccoon diabetes. Hey, I was just at Things Got Better Island, and everyone there is talking about how excited they are to meet you. One thing that took me embarrassingly long to learn is sometimes when people say things, they will not be true. I used to tell people about this revelation, and they'd be like, yeah, duh. But, why wouldn't my base assumption be that you're communicating with me in a straightforward manner? Anyway, I get scammed a lot. Wait, why did someone tag this autism? Is this an autism thing? That's what taking things literally means? I thought it meant, take things literally, as in metaphors and figure of speech, which means that I took it too literally. Oh, sweet summer baby child, Kit Boga needs to protect you from scams. Weekends are a scam. You spend one day exhausted and the other day anxious, like, what the fuck was that? This isn't a joke. We need a third day. I'm so serious. It would literally be so much better for us as a society. A customer contacted our team with questions and then finished their email with, I am daunted by the complexities and unknowns. And I still haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. Reblog if you are daunted by the complexities and unknowns. Women can write M/M. Men can write F/F. Asexuals can write filthy smut. Lesbians and gay men can write M/F. It's all arbitrary anyway. Who gives a shit? Oh, but they don't have an experience of... I don't have an experience committing or solving murders either. But that's still mostly what I read and write about. I've never banged an alien, but here we are. You've never banged an alien yet. There's always time. Is this a sandwich? Please discuss.
Yes! Look, this is my litmus test. I pretend I am the original Earl of Sandwich. I have asked for non-bread foods to be brought to me inside bread, that I might more easily consume them one hand while gambling. This does not enable my wretched regency habits. This is not what I asked for. I do not deign to grace it with the name of my house.
This is the most important addition to the sandwich discourse I have ever read.
Alright, this is more of a serious discussion, so buckle up, here we go.
In order to not succumb to sex-negative conservatism, you have to accept that people will get off to things that are upsetting to you. And you cannot assume anything about what they have or have not experienced, what they do or do not believe, and how they act based solely on what gets them off. Even if it's extremely confusing and disturbing to you. There are people who have only ever had heterosexual vanilla sex and missionary with the lights off, who have actively contribute more to real-world harm than your average fetish artist. Kink is not a reliable source of information on someone's moral standing.
It just feels good to think that way. Okay, back to the funnies.
The iced and iced chai should just be cubes of frozen chai, but we no longer dare to imagine better worlds.
I'm going to be incorporating "we no longer dare to imagine better worlds" into my vocabulary starting now.
One of the bad part about having a good long-term memory is that I can recall most of my cringe moments, and if I get one, I can't forget it until next year. Oh wow, only next year for you? Lucky. I still think about shit I said when I was 12. Hey, sorry for getting really pissy at you earlier because I could hear you chewing. I have a condition called...
Remembers pathologizing my behavior is unhelpful.
It's actually because I hate you specifically. Getting middle surgery! Thing that squeaks when you hug me. Adult friendships be like, I miss you, bro. Let's hang out in November. Hey, do you all have any free time in the next couple of months? And finally, probably bad RPG ideas. Use goblin stats in your next game of choice. Grabbiness, odorosity, bragging, longiness, ignitability, and knives.
Booyah!